we were talking about like the circle clock theory,
Yeah.
and I
That's
think
right.
I've got I think I remember reviewing my own VODs, and
Mhm.
I remember seeing that like I end up playing a lot more outside the circle.
Good.
I think I still have a little bit of trouble of like ending, I guess, or trying to escape out of the circle because I still find myself escaping inwards. But
Okay, so yeah, we can definitely
it's
talk about
definite
that.
improvement.
Good, good,
Definite
good, good,
improvement.
good. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, like, how are you doing? Like, if you've been working on anything else, any updates, anything like that?
Well, I remember the last time I was I guess we did a VOD review. I
Hmm.
played Reaper, and like now
Yeah,
I've just been playing a lot of Tracer,
yeah.
Genji. It's like my two trick on
Okay.
DPS.
Playing lots more of Tracer and Genji than anyone
hmm
else.
I've also what was it? Not last night, but the day before yesterday, I
Hmm.
found a Tracer 1v1 code. I think it's like meant for like Masters Plus lobbies. I was grinding that for like an hour straight because I was so uncomfortable with a Tracer 1v1, and I think I got pretty decent with it.
Okay, so okay, yeah,
I was
perfect,
able to
perfect.
kill the bot off like 30 times in a 30-hour session, even
Nice.
though the bot like killed me like 100 times in
Nice,
that
nice, nice. Okay, okay.
in that
I mean
time
that
frame
is definitely like a pretty respectable grind right there. Yeah, I gotta respect
for
that.
sure.
Alrighty. Okay. So what I want to talk about first is there anything about the VOD in particular you wanted to bring up or ask about?
I so it was it. I know like when you're playing Tracer, there's like these moments.
Hmm.
I think it's a little more apparent on Koth maps, but it's like you want to try to do something to like the backline, but you really can't do anything, and you try your hardest, but what the supports or like the DPS is really trying to prevent you to doing the Tracer thing, like
Yeah.
trying to like annoy the backline.
Yeah.
And it really sucks to be in that kind of loop. I'm not sure if it's that apparent here, but I know towards the end it was.
Okay. Okay. We can definitely talk about that. We can definitely look at that. So if you see that kind of pattern sticking out in your head, just
Mm-hmm.
um, just like point it out when we watch it, and then we'll talk about it. Okay.
Oh, that sounds good.
um, on this one message me on Discord. I gotta respond to him real quick.
No worries.
Get in stream. Okay. All right. That's the last distraction. I promise.
No,
On
no
Discord.
worries.
Okay. All right. So good. So seeing definite improvement on clock theory. I really like that. And then playing a lot of Tracer Genji. And then remind me real quick, what is your current rank right now?
Well, I guess at the time I got that replay, I went from silver 1 to silver 3, but now I went
Okay.
back to silver 2
Okay. All right. So we'll just say
last
silver
night.
two. That's fine. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started.
Alrighty.
Oh, there's like this replay bug where Mercy's mythic weapon thing can be heard all the time. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. We definitely see that you're approaching from the outside of the circle. The one thing I will say though is what do you think in terms of actually you can't even see that, but it's fine. What do you think in terms of timing? Does this feel too early, too late? Does this feel, perfect on time? What do you think?
Maybe a little too early, and I feel like I targeted the wrong enemy. Like I was targeting the Rhine when I probably should have targeted whoever's in the very back. I think that's the soldier.
Sure. So I guess my question is, what is the point of clock theory? We talked about this a while back, so
You
I don't
don't
know.
want to be like
Yeah.
fighting in the middle of the battle. Is like the whole idea
Yeah,
where
and
everyone's
why
like
why
looking
is
at you.
yeah, okay, perfect. And everyone's looking at you. That's the point, right? And so
hmm
if you're really early, even though you're on the outside of like the periphery of a team, everyone's going to look at you anyway because they're the only thing to look at in that moment of time. You know what I mean?
hmm
So if you look right
I
here,
see.
you see how like all the I mean, other than maybe Soldier, right? But all the arrows are pointing at you. Ryan's looking at you. Sojin's looking at you. Lifeweaver's looking at you, right? And no one
hmm
is able on your team to attract most of that attention off of you, right? Because the whole point of Tracer is that she's like super squishy, so she needs people to take attention off of her, right?
hmm
And so one way to guarantee that the attention is off of you to begin with is to start on the off angle, right? Or start on the off angle A, And then B, again, as I always say, like in order for there to be an off angle, there needs to be a main angle, right? But if you're so early that all the attention is on you, this becomes the main angle, right? This
Right. So I gotta create the off angle, or just hide in the cover.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, it's just a semblance of like your timing just being a little bit too early here. Okay.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is like the spy from GF2, exactly, readily. Oh, what's up, Starbutter? I didn't see you say hi. Yeah, so that's exactly it, right? So we just want the timing to be a little bit cleaner, because here, if we engage this early, like, what do you think is going to happen?
Everyone's gonna look at me. There's a Sojourn looking at me at the moment. The Life Reaver could probably see me.
Yeah.
Like, just barely.
But what do you think is going to happen next when everyone starts looking at you?
Oh, I'm just dead. They're just gonna auto-target me.
Yeah, exactly. It's not so much that you're inherently dead. It's just that you're gonna have to burn a lot of resources to get out, right? And then that's gonna increase your downtime and reduce your impact on the game and all this kind of stuff. Okay. So just be careful of this kind of timing thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a forced recall, but also another thing. Now that I see it in the picture, there's like Ana is probably the one here I'm scared of the most when it comes to like pressuring backline, just because her kit is just pretty dangerous to like target 1v1.
Yeah, fair.
And break, but
yeah,
it's mostly Ana.
So as you get better, you'll realize that the Brigs are actually like more annoying to Tracer. But yeah, like right now, Ana's kit can definitely be devastating. But again, like the easy way to deal with it is to make sure that she's not looking at you, or she used the cooldown on somebody else, that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I see. Yeah.
Alrighty. But I like how you're starting on this left flank. I think this is great.
Okay.
Yeah, you see the Sojourn's low. Yeah, perfect. Really good. There's nothing wrong with, you being the cherry picker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly good, right? Like, their team is trying to stabilize here, and you're on this, like, angle preventing them from stabilizing fully, right? So, literally, we could just stay here forever and just shoot the soldier until he backs up, and then we deepen our angle, right? Does that make sense?
That sounds good, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. This is exactly it, yeah. Really, really good. Good. Yeah, just don't let him do anything for free. This is fine. Here's where I start to say it's a little bit iffy. Because again, like, the reason that this duel feels so difficult is why, do you think? Let's go back a little bit.
Why is it so difficult? I guess because he had all his cooldowns.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. And then what else did we just talk about?
What was it? I guess playing into like a main angle. I was playing a little risky, I guess.
Yeah. It's definitely okay. So that's a good point. But why is it risky? I think it's important to understand this.
Ooh. Why is it risky? I guess because the soldier is already chasing me to begin with.
Well, I don't think even necessarily that he's chasing you. It could be just that he's like walking up to the fight.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a small hint. Chat is helping you out here.
Oh, I don't even looking at chat.
Oh, okay, fair. So readily is basically just saying the attention is all on you, right? And that's exactly it, right? We're going so early that the only thing the soldier has to look at is you, right?
Okay, I see.
Yeah. And so it feels really dangerous because I understand you're trying to like dodge the helix, right? But we've just burned all 3 blinks to try to dodge helix. You know what I mean? And so that's why it feels like super uncomfortable, right?
All right. I guess I should be a little more conservative with my blinks.
Well, that's part of it, but again, you would be much safer to begin with if your duel was taking place in a position where the soldier is already shooting at something, spending resources on something else, right? And then if something else can also shoot him at the same time, it's even better, right? But like literally no one can touch him back here, right?
Right.
So this just becomes like a pure 1v1, and it's like a little bit like iffy. You know what I mean? We're a little bit scared because he has full cooldowns, and we just burn all our blinks to try to dodge helix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess in that moment I just tried to ego 1v1 that soldier.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think that's why I went for that one specifically.
Okay, fair enough. But again, it's just I don't mind the ego duels. It's just like a little early. You know what I mean? Like even if you kill him right now, there's like not a huge benefit because his spawn is like literally right there. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, right. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. But this is good, and the reason that like we're in such trouble here now is because we had to burn so many resources early, and so of course he just finishes us off. You know what I mean?
Yikes. Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Masara? Oh my god.
Oh, right. I got res.
Oh my god.
That was a risky res.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky res, and it's also like actively bad because there's nothing you can do right now anyway. So as soon as you get res like this, what should your game plan be, do you think?
Just escape, like, immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Just hard out. Like, just triple blink out, do whatever you gotta do, like, just get out. Like, there's nothing you can really do here. And so we spend, like, too much time, like, messing around here.
Oh, what the heck happened there?
He, like, pinned you and then canceled pin.
Oh, that's why I didn't die.
I don't think he was expecting to hit you. I think he just, like, canceled it to get to the corner.
Yeah.
Good. So why is it important to press this Reaper here first?
He was half. I could probably force a cooldown, like fade.
Sure,
then,
but
like,
why is it
chase him
important to
afterwards.
push him even? Like, why do we care that he's here?
He's got no supports to help him out.
Yeah. But think about if you don't do it, what's the consequence?
What's the consequence? He's just gonna stay alive and become a problem later
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah, he's a huge threat to your backline who would like to stay here, right? If your Ashe wants to set up here, your Mercy, your Kiri wants to, let's chill up here and throw kunais. Like this, a Reaper being right here is a huge problem to them, right? So the first thing you can do is the thing you should do in this particular instance. You know what I mean? There's nothing else you can shoot, so forcing him out here is like super important. So this is really good. I don't hate this. Really solid pulse. Wow, I can't believe he visored. Really good. Good, yeah, staying on the outside of the clock. This is really good. I like the play there, trying to steal the Mega. Good, really good. Nice. Solid fight. Solid setup.
Thank you.
Really good pulse.
I'm not that great with pulse bombs. Like, I either miss them like a mile away, or I'm just like on the dot. They're like literal.
There's
coin
no
flips.
in between. Yeah. I think that's just like how the ult works, to be honest, though.
That's fair.
Good. Why do I like the setup?
I guess I'm preparing for the next fight,
Yeah.
and I'm prepared for whoever comes through the door.
Yeah, exactly. And if, like, let's assume that no one comes through the door, right? What then does this setup allow us to do?
Just access backline.
Yes, exactly. And that's the point, right?
I guess I see like an Ana back there and a soldier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, at this moment, you don't know they're there. But the idea is that this position, no matter who you're playing against, affords you some control over this entire turn, this entire corner here, right? So you can set up and play from here, right? So this position is strong for you, and it's strong for whoever is on offense because it also allows them to contest this high ground a little bit better, right? So setting up in this position to fight over this is really strong. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and you see the Reaper leave, and so now you take it. Yeah, beautiful. The one thing I will say here is that... Oh, okay, awkward. The one thing I will say here is you don't... yeah, I mean, yeah, good. Is that you don't actually need to drop right away, right? Because if you can make the Ana paranoid by shooting behind her, and then maybe she like whiffs sleep or something like that, let's say she like 180 sleeps and she doesn't realize you're above her, like that's even better, right? So I would like to see you, like when you have these really strong setups, just abuse the setup a little bit more, right? You could even go somewhere like here and stay on top of the high ground and just shoot down on her, and then force her to back up, and then when you're ready, you can drop, right?
Okay, so just maintain the high ground a little more.
Yeah. Because as soon as you get this close, like it's possible that the Ana's good enough that like she either sleeps you here or she hits the nade, but like and she nades herself and you, forcing a recall, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is good. Yeah, and I think once you've killed Yana, like, the damage is done, you guys are gonna win this fight. It's really good.
Okay, okay.
60 seconds remaining.
So you gotta be careful of this, because they have a Sonic on you, but it's fine.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Oh, okay, so this is really too early, right? Going for this pulse, I assume, but...
I think so.
Yeah, but mechanically well done. You know, I will say, like, you know, very, very solid there. It's just, again, like, so early, because you're A, incurring more risk because of how deep it is, right? And then B, you're also, like, minimizing how much time value you're getting out of this pick. You know what I mean?
Yes, I see now.
Yeah. And the other thing I will say is, like, don't stay and watch your pulse. Like, this is like a classic, like a lower elo tracer thing. Like, it's like in
really
baseball. Yeah, it's like in baseball. If you like hit a home run, you don't want to just like stand there and watch it. You know what I mean? Or like you hit a shot, like you hit a single. Yeah, you just keep moving, Good. I mean, undeniably, you know, this pick does get value, so you know it's pretty big. Oh, we're spawn camping now, huh?
I guess so. Yeah.
I think that's fine. Yeah, you just heard him use Wraith. Huge. Yeah, good. This is exactly what we want to see against most people, honestly. You have the high ground. This isn't outside of, like, too far outside of your effective range, so yeah, we can just chill up here. This is good. Yeah, big, huge. You forced Wraith again and Life Weaver pull. This is massive, right?
Okay.
What should be our next plan? Next step
Just
of the plan.
annoyed the back line somehow.
Okay, but how? And any questions I ask, chat, you can also, you know, pitch in.
I guess I could probably just kill off the Reaper since he doesn't have his get out of jail free card.
Sure, like push Reaper more I think is a fine idea. But again, like how? Let's be specific. How are we gonna do it?
Oh, I guess maintain high ground still. Like I could probably go on the top
Yeah,
left.
there we go. Perfect. Exactly. Blink across here and continue shooting down on these people. Right. You're splitting them from the team. You're honestly like holding so much attention here, like forcing cooldowns. Exactly. Regroup and grab cooldowns. Perfect. Yeah. That's perfect.
Okay.
That's exactly it. What's up, Coffee? Alrighty.
Oh, I don't have recall. Okay, that's not a good thing to enter a fight with.
Yeah, but it's coming off, you know, pretty soon here, so I don't hate it. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Good. The one thing I will say is you gotta like just watch your distance control here. So this distance is like pretty good against Reaper. It's starting to get a little dangerous. This is too close because he can basically just one tap you at this range, right?
Right. Yeah. That would make sense.
Yeah. Good. What do we think about this
I
right
should
here?
stay high ground more often.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know, so you tell me, is this like a manifestation of like being really eager or like impatient, or what's the deal here, do you think?
I think I was just too eager to like go for a kill, since Lifeweaver was alone.
But you see how it's
Also,
like physically harder to track him, like if you get this close?
Oh yeah, I guess I could have went to the right a little more. But if I may ask,
that too. Yeah, go ahead.
So I remember watching Time's Tracer guide. He said that he puts Route 66 or Route 66 is like one of the hardest Tracer maps. Is that true in your opinion?
I think I can see why he says that. I don't know if it's one of the hardest. I think there's like
he
harder
never
ones.
went into it, but he made like a whole tier list about like which maps are like good for Tracer, which ones bad. Like obviously like Gibraltar is like the bad one or like a really hard one, I guess.
Yeah,
but
Gibraltar's definitely harder one.
Route 66 is like he puts as like the harder one. If you know why, I'd like to understand.
So basically the idea is that again, Tracer is like a short range hero, right? Her effective range is really like within 1 to 2 blink distance, right? And so maps with longer sightlines, with like high grounds that are really hard to access as someone with like limited mobility and limited verticality, make playing Tracer harder, right? But this map doesn't have the longest sightlines, and it has some high ground that is contestable by as Tracer. So I don't know if it's the hardest, but I can definitely see why he thinks it's hard in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just one of the harder the tracer maps. I think is what it was getting at.
Yeah.
I could
yeah.
probably send you like the tier list later.
Sure. Yeah,
if
that's
you
fine.
want.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
What up, coach? Just got offline after practicing the JQ stuff talked about in our last session. Yeah, perfect. Hell yeah. How'd that go? And yes, I am a live school. Masaru, so is this a review then rank stream? Yeah, that's what I was planning. But if someone really, really desperately wants a review, then I'd be willing to do that as well. But yeah, but first we're gonna focus on Seahawks' play here. Yeah, right here it's just like a bit of a mechanical flub, just purely based on like the fact that you make it harder for yourself to hit these shots. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, right. That's right. They did win Torb.
And so honestly, by the time that like we kind of regain our position on this high ground stuff, it's like just a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Yeah,
The payload has reached the check.
that makes sense.
Squiggle, we are not ego VOD reviewing your game where you stomp on Kaz. Okay, so all of this is like very, I mean, like this perk really bailed you out, this recall perk.
Yeah.
But it's just indicative of you not having like a clear plan of how to get out if you go in.
Oh, that's for sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's definitely the case.
And this is definitely something I'm noticing maybe the second or third time in this VOD already. You know what I will do? Is I'm gonna open up Epic Pen so I can draw on the screen a little bit better for you. But you can't see it on the stream, I'm assuming, yet, so just give me a second, chat.
No. Yeah, you can't see it on stream.
Yeah.
I think you have to make like a window capture for it.
There we go. I'll have to make a window capture for Epic. Oh god.
Yeah.
It's a pain. Yeah, I don't hate that you're setting up behind them here.
Yeah, I guess Torb did really make it annoying to like try to go for a flank.
God, that's unlucky. Oh my god, but the so you would have died to turret here if not for this one singular bike.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, look at this here. I'll go back. This is crazy.
I'm actually...
You get shadow here, you see where the turret is?
Mm-hmm.
And it just
Oh,
perfectly
right.
blocks it. The bike perfectly blocks the
okay.
turret. It's crazy.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It is there.
Yeah, I mean, again, like really, like solid, very stable pulse bombs, right? So I really like seeing this. This is huge. But then, yeah, here, all this is like very clearly like you just don't know where you're going to get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think one thing that you need to start thinking about is like having an escape or disengage plan, right? Like what am I going to do next? If this goes wrong, what do I do? If this goes right, what do I do? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I think the larger pulse is a 40% larger explosion radius, but the pulse itself is not bigger, I don't think. So just make it sticking it easier.
It's just 50% radius.
That's 50%? Okay.
Bigger.
Gotcha. What's up, Snake? It is. What's up, Jamie? Yeah, this is what Kiriko's talking about, yeah. This, I think, is just like, honestly, just kill him, you know what I mean? You don't need to melee him, just shoot him. Yeah, because the more it could come back.
Yeah. You know, that just reminded me, I've also been in those situations where I've had 1v1ing a Ryan, he's just holding his shield, just knowing where I am, just like turning
I mean, if
like
you're
wherever I am.
in a situation like this, where it's just cleanup, it's like not so good because you're wasting time. But if it's in neutral and you're just like making the Ryan shield all the time and not do anything but rotate shield at you, I think that's fine. You're getting so much value out of that.
Am I?
Yeah. I mean, if in neutral, right? Like if there's nothing else going on and like no picks have happened, yeah, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Slight note I've just seen, if Mercy's beam is attached, don't run away in a quarter. It'll just break the beam and leave her stranded. It's a very small thing, but it's infuriating as Mercy. Yeah, fair, but at the same time, there is like, there's a list of priorities to that kind of thing. Like if you're gonna die if you stay in the quarter, then, you know, just live.
Yeah.
The Mercy's also responsible for where she goes, you know what I mean? So basically I'll still, J3 pulse it will just accidentally kill them more often. Yeah, exactly. Good. Good kill on the run. Yeah, the rest of this is cleanup. Even these blinks here, like right after you kill the Rhine, is a bit of like a lack of planning, right? So instead of going forward after you kill Rhine like this, right? You just blink backwards with proper planning, and then you'll already be in range to melt the Torb. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That way you'll have like 1 or 2 more blinks when you actually do engage on the Torb.
That sounds good.
Good. Yeah, this is really good.
Oh, I should have finished the Moira.
No, it's fine. Someone else killed her. You got the Elam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're chilling. Good. I like your setup here. Huge. Yeah, really good. Good. I like how long you're staying up on the high ground here too. Yeah, look at how much easier this fight is. And then as soon as we drop,
okay.
right? Look how much like more chaotic it's gonna feel and like less control we have.
Oh yeah, there's. Yeah, I see now.
This is good. You're like corralling them in this little in the building here. Good try. I don't hate it.
Nice. Okay. So I do have the right idea. Like I have a good idea how to play Tracer effectively.
Yeah, you're definitely on the right track for sure. Oh, we died. At this,
Yeah.
don't we? We died at this, don't we?
I,
So tell me why we die here.
I was in the middle of the battle. I fought in the side of the circle.
Well, not so much that. It's just that like again, cart is like oftentimes the worst possible place you can be at any time in the match. Like look at how many like high grounds and like angles anybody could take, right? So we don't want to stay here for very long as anybody, right? Tanks can obviously stay longer, right? Because they can absorb more damage and all this kind of stuff. But we're just gonna die to more random crap the longer we stay on cart, right? So yes, we push, we pulse the Torb and all this kind of stuff, and we push these people, but we don't want to do it like right on cart. We want to do it again like outside looking in. Exactly what you said, right?
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So just play more high ground, especially at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because this Reaper, he's not even aiming for anything in particular. He's literally just ripping Q to rip Q at the end of an ult, at the end of a round. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I see.
And then somehow he picks up 2 because we're cart botting a little bit. Oh, poor Ryan. All right. Any questions about the first round?
I guess not that I could think of at the moment. I mean, I guess do you think my positioning looked good at least, or decent?
Yeah.
Or...
So like you said, I already noticed extreme improvements with your like clockwork positioning, like being on the outside looking in. So that's already like a huge improvement. And just like what I believe was it Jamie? Yeah, Jamie said you like lowered your sense and your mechanics look so much better. Like it looks just so much smoother now. So that's obviously a huge improvement as well. Yeah. Was it? Wait, let me just read back into chat. Yeah, I think it is Jamie. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. What's up, Ishra? Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, heard Squiggle. Yeah, thank you for the advice there. It's actually a good call. All right, so perfect, right? So on this map, right? We know the map geometry. We played this game for X amount of time. What's our plan? What should be our goal?
Assess like where everyone is.
You don't even need to, right? You know where everyone's going to be, right? You've played this map how many times?
Right, I guess.
Right. So what position do you think is most important to control first on offense?
Probably to the right, because it seems like everyone likes to set up to the left.
Okay, sure. So something like this position here, right?
Yep, that looks good.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Give me another option.
Another option.
If anybody in chat also has ideas, throw them out. Yeah, Squiggle. It'll be so I have to like open the casino itself, but channel points is I think points, exclamation points. There we go.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm a little lost.
Masaro nailed it, but we'll withhold.
Yeah.
Keep thinking. I want you to kind of wrestle with this a little bit mentally.
You said the right is fine, sure.
Yeah.
But the goal, I guess, try to see where the Ana is, right?
So I think you're thinking too specifically, right? Like, imagine a blank slate, right? You don't know who's on the enemy team. You don't even know who's on your own team, right? But you know that in your games, people tend to hold in a general area, right?
Okay.
And so
I guess like
Go ahead.
the next thing I could think of is just go left. Like, go left on the high ground.
Yes, perfect. Top left
Okay.
high ground. And why is top left high ground strong to control, regardless of who you're playing against?
I guess access to high ground.
Sure, but why do we care about access to high ground?
I guess it's easier to engage in the 1v1. Like if I'm on high ground.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you a much stronger setup on the people holding these positions. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So right side is good, but it only is really good against this one side. This top left high ground, if you control it already, it gives you access to the entire side, right? That's why it's a little bit better. Plus, if no one's holding big Earls, which, looks like nobody is in this elo, right? You can just double blink across and you have this set up for free. And this is really strong on everybody here. On this entire portion of the map, this is really strong.
So I guess like if I were to go left on high ground, like what if there's like an enemy there? Like do I just like back out then or
So it depends on who you're fighting, right? If it's a Rhine, not much you can do other than trying to poke him out and get him out. If it's like a DPS, you can try to contest them, push them, make them use cooldowns to fall back and all this kind of stuff, right? And then you'll have it for free.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Someone also recently posted in the Discord a resource where like there's a jump spot you can do. You can literally just jump up to here as anybody and then jump up to here. That's like super strong, to be honest. I didn't even know it was a thing.
I didn't know that's a thing either. Okay.
Yeah, top gas, big rolls, it's all the same thing. Squiggle, unfollow and refollow. You'll get the 300 points for the channel points, quote unquote. All right. Any questions about this kind of stuff?
Not at all. I think what you said, just play on high ground, even if there's someone like on there, maybe I could like poke them out, have them escape. Is the idea?
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we end up doing here. So
I guess
we
I
do
did
end up going for it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Perfect. And then you see how we give it up super fast?
Yeah, so I have less control.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this also just puts you at more risk, right? Like this Reaper would not be able to do this to you, force your recall. If we were, up here chilling, just waiting for our opportunity, right? But good, we set up on top of big girls or top gas, whichever is fine. Yeah, this is exactly it, right? We don't want to drop from here, like even though we're not doing like max damage, it's a little bit outside of our fall off range. But just poking the Honor from here is going to make her uncomfortable with standing here and supporting the Rhine, right? So she's going to back up. So you're pestering her from here. She's going to back up this way or this way, right? And then this Rhine is going to get less support. If she backs up this way to maintain LOS, you can then drop this way. Does that make sense?
That would make sense, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, Tracer can still definitely get value out of Gibraltar positioning and all this kind of stuff, jump spots, like you said. Yeah, so all this right here, you see how you like burn a blink and then recall, right? Like this is just due to lack of planning, right? Your angle is good, your position is good. When you see this Reaper like teleport on you like this, you should be thinking, okay, where am I gonna go, right? So
okay, yes.
Where do you want to go?
I guess behind I guess right by the big boulder.
You saying this boulder here?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one option, right? So this is definitely a more defensive, passive option because we're blinking back to our team, right?
Mm-hmm.
But give me an option where you can maintain safety but still be a nuisance.
I guess above the gas station.
Yeah, sure, exactly. You just blink this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you could actually just keep blinking away from the Reaper. You're like straight up faster than him, and keep shooting whoever you want to shoot here, and keep forcing them to back this way. That makes sense? And then just keep kiting Reaper, keep kiting Reaper, and then we have Mega here, we have high ground, all this kind of stuff.
Okay, that sounds good. I should definitely play that gas station or the high ground on the left a little more.
Right, and it's not, and that's part of it, but it's also like the planning aspect, right? You should be thinking. You should be thinking like, okay, like when you load into the map, you know what I mean? Like, not even the beginning of the round. When you load in the map, you should be thinking, like, okay, what positions are strong? You know what I mean? Like, what
Yeah,
do I
that-
want to control? Like, what would give me the most options? That kind of thing.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Makes a little bit too much sense. Good. Nice. Curie gets a nice little headshot there. Perfect, yeah. And good, we're deepening our angle. We're continuing to push back on. This is really good stuff. Yep. Perfect. Force fade. Really, really good. Now tell me, is there any need to drop right now?
Not at the moment. No.
Exactly.
I
And
probably did. At this
would
moment.
it even provide any merit to drop right now?
No.
No. That's the important thing, right? There's no benefit to dropping and there's no need to drop. So just don't, you know what I mean? You just don't need to.
I guess if I want to finish a kill, maybe, but
Yeah, but even so, you're not doing significantly more damage from this range versus from this range. You know what I mean?
oh, okay. That
And then
makes a lot of
anywhere
sense then.
closer is like it's physically harder to track. Like, look at this; it's like very difficult to track from here, right? Whereas if the auto jumps and we're standing here, it's like so much easier to track. You just have to move your mouse less. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
Unironically, I think playing Curie help me improve my aim, just to move my mouse less.
Yeah. Good try. I mean, you still got the auto 1 HP, so this is really good.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we kind of just lose track of it. Unlucky.
Oh, yeah. I guess
I think maybe you thought it hit the Bastion.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think is fine. Good. The rest of this is like really not that bad. We do want to be deepening our angle to get the Adithiana a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. Just like this. Perfect. We see Bastion. Okay, what are the two things we need to be careful about for Bastion as Tracer? What do you think, Chad?
turret form.
Yeah, that's
and
one.
bomb.
And bomb. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Right. So all we need to do is we just need to blink. Like, so what is our response as Tracer into those two things?
Just stay away from their LOS, so that way they're just wasting a turret form.
Okay, yeah. When they're in turret form, yes, disengage. Yes. But this guy is obviously not in turret form, right? So what else? What should we do right now?
I guess play to his blind spots.
Sure. That's part of it. But you just said there's only really one other thing you have to worry about, right? It's just the bomb.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just need to save a blink to dodge bomb. That's it.
Okay.
Melt Bastion, save blink to dodge bomb, and then if he turrets or if he sticks us with bomb, we have to recall, right?
Yeah, that sounds
Or
good.
disengage, basically, right? Yeah, perfect.
So basically, save a blink to avoid bomb. And I
Yeah,
didn't do that.
exactly. So yeah. I mean, you didn't know obviously in the past, but right here when he starts to look at you, you have to think like, okay, he's just gonna bomb. It's like a soldier with like helix. You know what I mean? He's gonna helix me. Exactly. Bait the bomb and then play around turret form. That's exactly right, Okame. Yeah. So you just blink to dodge that.
Unnecessary recall.
I mean, well, the bomb did hit you, so I don't really hate the recall. But you did force him off of high ground, so this is good. Perfect, right? So we have the high ground for ourselves, right? And again, why is this high ground strong? Like, why do we care about controlling this high ground?
We could just get free poke damage.
Yep, free poke, and it gives us insane setups on whoever we want to go on, right?
Okay.
Gives us options to control this entire space of the map, right?
That makes sense.
Good.
Just play more high ground. That is like, from what I'm hearing, stays high ground as much as possible.
Yeah, but I think it's like super important to understand why, because again, like then you'll understand like a little bit more of the edge cases where a high ground isn't good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess if you want to hear the answer, I guess it's more safer to be high ground.
And
You have like,
and
I guess like a
go ahead.
better view
Yep.
of like what the situation looks like.
Yep, that's definitely a big part of it. Yep. And it helps you set up. It makes your setup and the next part of the fight stronger. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Good. Look at the sweeper burning resources to chase us. This is good. I don't hate the recall. Yeah, not bad. Oh, a lot of blinks just burned going back and forth, basically staying the same spot, right? Like back and forth here.
Yeah,
So just be
that's
careful
not
of that.
very good.
Yeah. Against Reaper, like what is Tracer's best option?
I guess just force the cooldowns, right?
Yeah, but how? When is Reaper a threat?
When is up close?
Yeah, exactly. So Tracer's best option is literally just keep range, right? Just whittle him down slowly. Just tickle him, and then yeah, like he's gonna burn resources. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Okay, that
Even stepping this close is like, I know you're going for pulse and all this kind of stuff, but even stepping this close is
Yeah.
like kind of scary. You just have to be aware of that. Good stick though, really good stick.
this is like one of my favorite few games where I hit like most of my pulse bombs.
There we go. Yeah, and this is a perfect angle. Look, this is exactly what I'm talking about in terms of timing, in terms of positioning, clock theory, right? All this kind of stuff. Look at where all their attention is, right? They're all not looking at you, and we have this beautiful, beautiful short range off angle, right? And so it's no surprise that we reap massive benefits from it, right?
Oh,
Huge.
okay.
Really,
And
really
plus,
good.
like honest, like I guess I forced nade and sleep. I guess from what I heard.
Yeah. So now, their backline is running away, right? They're trying to stabilize. What should be our response?
Just chase them.
Yeah, chase them how?
I guess like go back to high ground, just like poke them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Try to threaten them.
Yeah.
With my position.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't even necessarily have to go to high ground for this. Like, what you're doing here is perfect, right? Deepening your angle, playing around the Rhine so the Rhine doesn't get swings off on us. This is good. Then as soon as we, like, kill the Ana, immediately our next priority should be what?
Well, I guess the Moira, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
But
exactly right.
I think I noticed she's attacking me from behind.
Yeah. Okay. So their team is grouping, right? They're like, coming back from spawn, all this kind of stuff. We're pushing cart. Again, where is the most important position to control on the map? Like, what should we be doing with our downtime right now?
Just setting up for, or I guess I could technically blink to the gas station.
Yes,
right?
perfect. Yes. And the
Okay.
earlier you go, the more likely it is that you'll have the cooldowns back, for the next fight by the time the next fight starts, right? So
Okay,
setting up back here as Tracer is like practically useless outside of, maybe contesting this one choke, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so you need to like start planning ahead, developing this foresight a little bit more so you can go a little bit sooner. Because if you let them set up here on top of big Earls, then you're letting them get opportunities to kill your whole team. Right?
Okay. Yeah, okay, now I can see.
Yeah.
Why, because like this position, like there's no
Yeah,
one
this
nearby,
Reaper,
so I'm just...
you cannot let this Reaper just sit here forever. This is risky. And now by the time we are in, right, we have to double blink in, and now we're much, much shorter on resources. And so our recall is almost certainly going to be forced out here. Or we drop entirely, yeah, exactly. Oh, and the Reaper teleports on your backline and kills them, right? I'll show you. I'll show you, right?
I guess I should have contested at Reaper.
Yes. You want to force him out, force his cooldowns, force some resources, right? Don't let him comfortably set up here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because look, now with that setup, he kills two. And
I
could
see
your
now, okay.
Ashe and Mercy like react to this better? Absolutely, right? But like, we definitely want to be not letting this happen as much as possible.
Right, yeah.
But I think we have one more fight here, so
30 seconds remaining.
okay. So we don't die, right? We get out, or do we die?
I think we don't die.
Oh no, we do die.
I may have died as... oh, we did. Okay.
That's fine.
I think I
But
might have
we
died
have
one
30
last
seconds
time.
when we spawn back, which is fine, right? So again, as soon as you come out of spawn here, what is our thought? What should we be thinking? What's our goal?
Just go back to high ground immediately,
Yeah, which high ground?
and then top left, and then blink to big Earls.
Yes, exactly. And then why do we care about
Okay.
big Earls?
Let's see. Just free poke damage, threaten them out of their position.
Mm-hmm. And
Let's probably force a cooldown somehow. Oh, setting up for next fight.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. If their team has set up here, it's really strong against on cart, right? If you have set up here, it's really strong for you on cart, right? So this high ground is super, super strong for both teams to control. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
30 seconds remaining.
Much obliged. Group up here. Get on over here.
Yeah, forcing CDs and distracting is goated, you're right.
I've actually learned recently. Someone told me that like for 1v1, I don't have to get the kill. Just if I'm forcing a cooldown, like that's already a win of its own.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like less direct value, but it is still value, like undeniably. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so as soon as we see this Rhine charge off the high ground, like, what is our thought?
Just attack the Rhine or distract them
Sure,
somehow.
that's like one option, but so he had to go from somewhere to get to here. Where did he come from?
He come from high ground, right?
Yeah.
Since he's just that high already.
Exactly. So if the Rhine's off high ground, what does that mean for the high ground?
They don't have protection.
Yes, it's going to be that much easier to take it or to contest it, right?
Oh,
So we should
okay.
immediately just be going thinking, okay, how do I set up? How do I get there? Perfect. Right side, good. Yes, really good. Perfect, 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 perfect. Really? Really good. We see the Bastion turrets. We're not, like, unless we have pulse, we're not really, like, jumping at the bit to fucking engage on him, right?
Right, yeah.
But who else is, like, really, really important to get off here?
Ana.
Yes, exactly. And watch what happens. This All Night gets a huge nade on your Mercy before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay.
Oh, and the Ana kills the Mercy. Right? So this Ana is the one making the carry plays right now. And the Ana
Yeah.
sleeps Bob from here. Right? So this Ana is
know,
getting
I'm-
so much value just from this position alone. That makes sense?
I remember saying before in your Discord that like if you're doing the right thing as Ana, you can absolutely control the game.
Yes,
like, the game's in
exactly.
your hands.
Exactly. And this is just a pure example of that happening, right? And so as the Tracer player, right, it doesn't really matter that it's an Ana, it could be like an Ashe, it could be a Bastion, it could be Reaper, right? We just want to control this position so that they don't have the opportunities to do this in the first place. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because if you engage on this Ana back when you blink to here, right? Maybe the Ana doesn't get this kill on the Mercy, right? Maybe she
Right.
turns around and stops shooting at the Mercy. Maybe she doesn't sleep the Bob, right? That kind of thing.
Bob, do something.
Yeah, and then maybe
Okay, I
she
guess
doesn't
Bob
nano the bash.
is like
right?
full threatening for Tracer, huh? That I think about it.
I mean, but this is your Bob, so you know.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I just feel.
all good, all good. So here, yeah, again, we want to control the high ground, and then once we nano the Bastion and the Bastion drops like this, again, the priority still still becomes Ana, right? It'll just be easier to kill the Ana.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense.
But to
Yeah,
be
especially
fair,
when
like,
like
this
my
fight is already
damage
kind of
is
shocked.
like nothing to Bastion.
Yeah, exactly. You're like full hitting him, and you're like, I don't even know if the health bar's going down, to be honest. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, good try, good try. Okay, so chats, let's compliment Seahawks on some things that we saw that we liked from him. Okay, everyone start throwing out some stuff that we like, some positives.
Well, someone said like the skin looks really good. I think that's a
Yeah,
positive.
the skin. Yeah. Gameplay wise. Yeah, exactly, Masar. I think his mechanics are very strong. The for the most part, I like the engage. Yeah, exactly. For the most part, the clock theory improvement is honestly like so significant. I'm honestly very very pleased to see this. You're like almost never inside the actual middle of the clock now, which is really good, at least from this one game, right? And then the
Right.
mechanics on both tracking and sticking pulses were really solid this game. Right? I think you only missed like what 1 to 2 pulses.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
I guess
and-
if I may ask, what was the other thing you wanted to talk about? If you still have your notes from back then, like I know that was like all the way back like season
yeah,
12.
yeah. Let me check.
Because you wanted to teach me another thing, but I think I remember I didn't want an information overload, so we just wanted to go learn one thing at a time.
Yeah. Let me check quick. Oh, okay. So it was talking about like who is good to duel as Reaper, because it was a Reaper VOD back then, right? Like understanding
Yeah.
how the different gradients of like how strong your matchup is against different heroes.
Mhm.
But A, it's not like, it's not super important. A, and then also B, like you're not even playing Reaper anymore. So I think I don't think we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make sense then.
Perfect. Yeah, silver 2. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, yeah, so let's talk about big takeaways, okay? In your own words, what do you think are your big takeaways? What do you think like you need to work on? What's the most important thing you need to figure out right now? Because we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, maintain high ground for sure. That was like the big part of like today's VOD review.
Okay, but maintain high ground. Why?
Setting up for fights specifically is like the big one I think you wanted to
Yes.
hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So
It's
in
just
each
also
map you play on,
Safer.
yeah, exactly. I mean, for a plethora of reasons, right? High ground is really strong, right? But in each map you play on, you need to figure out where is the dominant position, not on the entire map, but like in each fight. You know what I mean? Figure out where the dominant position is based on the options it affords either team, right? So just to give you an example, back here, the reason that this high ground is strong is because it gives you so many options for this entire stretch of where the card is, right? Basically, for from here onwards, right?
Yeah.
So likewise, right? So if I were to ask you, on this portion of the map, right, where's the dominant high ground for, let's say, for this stretch of the map?
Probably what? I don't Oh, that stretch, okay. Probably the bridge on the left.
You're saying this bridge?
Oh, well, I guess like the bottom one?
So this one, you're saying?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, basically. The idea is like this high ground is really strong because it gives you super strong options to engage from, right? But it doesn't even necessarily have to be high ground, right? This mega room is also really strong, right? Because it has a lot of cover, it gives you short range off angles, right?
Okay.
Perfect.
I guess
that's the idea.
I guess like another high ground was, I don't know what you call that building. The one on the top right.
Top right, yeah, garage.
Yeah, okay, the garage, okay.
Yeah, and so which portion of the map is this high ground strong for? As Tracer.
As Tracer. Well, there's a bridge on the left of that garage, right? So I guess I have like quite a bit of stretch to like play of high ground on.
Yeah, exactly. So this general portion of the map, this portion is strong for, right? Good. Okay. On this high ground, right? What does this high ground control? What portion of the map does this high ground control?
Oh, can I even access that as Tracer?
You can. It is like
I
a little
guess
tough.
I have to be
but-
life gripped. Okay. Oh, okay. I can't without life grip. Okay.
Yeah, you can come from here actually.
Portion.
and then
I guess
this
like
way.
the road.
Which portion of the road?
Well, there's
we
a
talked
sign
about
on
this,
the right,
Yeah, we talked
if
about
I
this.
remember. So I guess like right where like the yellow markings of like
Yeah.
where cart ended.
Yeah, exactly. The entire rest of the cart path here is what this high ground is for, right? And the reason why it doesn't really help with this as much is because, like you just said, this wall that blocks the sightlines here, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it can't be used for that, right? So here's like Genji who can easily climb over it. Even Tracer I think can blink over it if she jump blinks. But it's just a little blind, so you have to be like, you have to be a little bit more aware of like what's going on here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess wouldn't I be doing like very little damage if I'm, I guess, poking for damage up top, like from that
From here?
building? Yeah.
No. Like imagine this Bastion is like your enemy, right? You'd be doing pretty decent damage from here.
But okay. I guess I didn't realize
It's
that.
not that far, yeah. But the problem is if they're like back here, right? And then you're poking from here, then yeah, you're doing very little damage, right?
Or I guess if there's like a widow somehow, then that's probably not a good idea to be there.
Exactly. But the idea is that like from here, you can use this position to set up your next part, right? You can just blink here, and then now
I
these
get
people
that,
down here are in danger. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
Good. Okay. So yeah, in each portion of the map you play on, in each fight, you need to figure out where the dominant position is, right? And so, how do you figure that out? You do it based on like what options it affords you. Make sense?
That sounds good.
Good. Okay. Now, what do you think the second biggest takeaway is?
Try not to burn too many resources, like my cooldowns.
Yes, but how do you think we're gonna do that?
Fine. If I'm gonna escape, try to figure out a way to escape better instead of just like
exactly.
burning blinks in the hope I don't die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. And so when would you figure this out? When would you think about all this planning stuff?
I guess as I recall, right, since I have a little bit of invincibility. No? Oh, okay.
Nope.
Oh, that's a thing. I didn't know that.
Wait, how did you even? I didn't even set up a contest. How did you even do that? All right, whatever. Yeah. So let's refocus here. When are you planning your escape? It shouldn't be when you recall. It should be when.
I guess right when I guess Tank dies is another idea.
No. Go.
No,
So
okay.
so don't think about it in terms of your team, because when you have to escape is on you, right?
Okay. I guess when I'm being chased down by I guess like a Reaper, for example, and I'm low in HP.
Even sooner, right? Because you should know
Sooner
you're
than
gonna
that,
take some
okay.
damage from Reaper
Okay.
or from whoever you're engaging on.
When I know to?
So I'll give you a
Start
couple
thinking
hints. So we
about-
talked about
okay.
it when you engage on Soldier here. We talked
Mhm.
about it when you blinked back and forth here against Reaper. We talked about it a few other times, basically, but yeah. Oh, back here with Torb, Torb and Ryan.
Mhm. Oh. I think it's starting to come back to me. I guess where to go back to is
So
I
the
guess,
question is,
going back to
when
high
are you
ground.
planning? No, not what the plan is, but when are you planning your escape route?
As I'm before I engage. Right?
Yes, exactly,
Okay, there it is.
exactly. So right here, like in all these times, you're scouting the person you're looking at. Let's take this Reaper example for example, just as an example, right? You're looking at him. You're thinking, oh, can I engage on him? Like, what are my resources like? You should be thinking, okay, if I get low, where am I going to escape to? Am I going to escape deeper into their team and be more of a nuisance, or am I going to be more passive and escape back to this mini, back to my team here, right? You should
right,
already have
okay.
that set up. So by the time something bad happens, you can immediately react, and it's not even like a reaction. It's like foresight. You know what I mean, you planned ahead for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah. So the idea is plan ahead, right? Because a lot of this planning ahead, you're gonna realize like, okay, if I planned ahead, I would realize like fighting this soldier here, right, as Tracer is maybe not the best option, because in order to get out, I'd have to burn like 3 blinks just to get here, right? So plan ahead a little bit
okay.
more, and you'll start to realize, okay, maybe this is not the best option. This is maybe too early, right? Make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so just
Perfect,
start
perfect.
to plan my escape before I engage.
Yeah. Just start to build that foresight. Like, okay, if something happens, like for example, on this bastion, right? As you see as you see the bastion coming across the bridge, your plan should be, okay, I want to shoot the bastion. This is like a relatively easy matchup, right? Except for 2 things, right? Bomb and turret. So if he
Turret.
bombs, I need a blink, or if I get hit, I need a recall, right? And so it's like you don't even have to like spend a lot of mental energy thinking about it mid-fight. Then you can divert more mental energy towards actually like tracking and like you know anything else that changes like so you can adapt and all this kind of stuff. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Okay.
Perfect. It like front loads a lot of the mental work, and so the mental stack like while you're fighting is a lot lower. Okay. Alrighty. So what I'll do is I'll type these notes out for you, and I'll put some finishing touches on it, and then I'll DM it to you directly. Okay.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. Perfect. Okay. Alrighty, chat. Is there anything else? Do you guys have questions? Is there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to ask? Oh God.
I think we're pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, I think so. Alrighty. So one really briefly, Seahawks. I just want to ask you. Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, take your time. I'll just talk to Seahawks as we do this. So how are you planning on working on this stuff? Because we've talked about like the how to work on big takeaways before, but it's been a long time, so I just want to touch up on that.
Oh yeah, I guess it's been a while since we had that conversation.
Yeah. So in your words, how would you do it?
I guess I assume this would probably be on YouTube, right? That way I could just like look back on.
Yeah, I can upload the VOD, I think.
Yeah, okay. Because like I guess one thing I found myself recently doing is looking up a bunch of VOD or I guess like spectating submissions from Emong's channel, and they were I found they were really helpful, at least for telling my ranking. And that's actually how I've learned to have a little more fun with the game recently. It's just like watching a bunch of like those types of videos.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me an idea of what not to do.
Yeah. But in this case, because you've gotten a direct, like personalized VOD review, Like you already know what to work on since we just talked about it, right? And you'll have the the big takeaways and all this kind of stuff. So the question really then just becomes like, how do we actually work on it? Like, what are you doing to actually improve on it?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure.
All good,
I guess
all
you guys gotta keep in mind, just like I just gotta keep what you taught me like in mind.
So instead of like something that vague, let's be a little bit more precise about it, right? So what I want you to do is in your total amount of time played, and I'm sure like for people in chat, I'm sure they've heard this before, but in your total amount of time played, you want to subdivide that time like per day or per week, whatever it is, into active practice time versus like decompress, have fun time. Okay. In decompress, have fun time, do whatever you want, arcade, quick play, whatever, right? Like off roll, alt account, whatever you want to do, right? That's your time, have fun with it, cool, right? In active practice time, you really want to have quality over quantity and like a supreme amount of mental focus on one big takeaway per game, okay? And so what that allows you to do is it gives you something solid to really like bite down on and really focus on in game, so that you're actually breaking bad habits rather than just like passively playing the game and like very 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 slowly getting better. Make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Good. So each game you should be choosing one big takeaway, and then focusing, like basically solely focusing on how to actually improve at that one thing. Right? I don't care if you win, I don't care if you lose, I don't care what your stat line is, right? I don't care if you have toxic teammates, I don't care, whatever, right? If you did well with the big takeaway, if you feel like you made some solid improvements, solid strides, right? Solid reps in, then you should feel as if you won, right? But if not, then you should feel as if you lost, which is psychologically very difficult, of course, right? But that's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And then of course between each game in solid active practice time, don't be like, take a break, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, like just subconsciously reset so that you're ready to sit down again and like really hone in on the next big takeaway. Make sense?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Perfect. And it can be like, you can, based on what, like how you choose which takeaway to focus on when, that's up to you. Like you can do 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 2 or 1 2 1 2 1 2. You know what I mean? It's up to you.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, okay. We actually do have the questions.
Okay, cool. So, Smart Copy, is it okay to go to a match planning to be a distraction 90% of the time as Tracer rather than be a murderer and try to get elims? So, it's like, the way I view it is this, right? You want to be playing positions that are strong for Tracer, irregardless of who you're playing against, and irregardless of, whether or not you get kills, right? If you play them well enough and your timing is good and they mess up, the kills will just come naturally. You know what I mean? But if you play against really, really good people and they're not letting you get these kills easily, then inherently your value will just automatically switch to more distraction, 90%, 90, 80, 90% of the time, whatever it is. That makes sense, Thamaru? Scalable option, man.
Yeah.
The break
then,
part
like,
is so hard, but so important not to forget. Yeah. This honestly, it's super, super underrated, Akame. Thank you for bringing that up. Actually, it's super, super underrated part of
Yeah, tilt
part of,
queuing
like-
is a toxic habit.
Yeah, every time I go on a
It goes all the
huge loss streak, it's just because I'm tilt queuing. Like, and I know, like in the moment, I'll think I'm not tilt queuing, I'm fine. You know what I mean? But like, I'll give it a day, 2 days later, I'll be like, yeah, I was definitely tilt queuing. Like, I was definitely doing things I wouldn't normally do.
Also, was it Masaru asked their question?
Oh, okay. Let me see.
You-
Here's my, oh yeah, gotcha. Good call. Here's my slightly off-topic weird question. Is the setup plan ahead, think about what the problems are going to be and how to solve them before engage something universal, or is it Tracer-specific? So, it's not Tracer-specific, it is absolutely universal, right? Like, the more you can front-load the mental stack of playing the game, the faster you'll be, like, when you actually play the game, when you're actually in the duel, for example. But because Tracer has such a low amount of health, the threshold for what your, like, reaction time needs to be is a lot like higher or lower, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, basically like the margin of error is slimmer, right? So on heroes like Tracer, Sombra, Genji, right? Like you need to be a little bit more prepared with your response, if that makes sense. Yeah, I accidentally did that recently, got some med. Yeah, I feel that. Forcing CDs are really good if you have comms too. Calling on no sleep, carrying no sleep was huge if people are listening. Yeah, this is also a pretty underrated. It also helps, like me doing this, I think helps me play better as well. Like, I'm more locked in when I make those kinds of comms. started to do Mercy
Yeah.
parkour in between games. It keeps the finger hot, makes me better mechanically, and takes my... Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah. I will say, I think
remember.
there is something underrated about stepping away from the computer and just like letting your brain and eyes like just reset. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a good way to do it as well. What were you gonna say? Go ahead, Seahawks.
Oh, was it? In response to doing the Mercy parkour comment, I remember telling you that I found like a Tracer 1v1 code a few days ago, and like I just loaded in like a 30-minute session. Apparently, the Tracer bot is like high masters and it has like auto aim.
Yeah.
But like I died like to that bot like 100 times, but I killed it like 30 times, which I think it's like an improvement. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And,
that's
like, I
definitely like more
guess-
mechanical practice.
I've also like learned like, oh, I guess this VOD was like before I found the code, but I've learned to like make blink melee like a second nature habit and
Good.
like blink recall.
Yeah. Really good. Blink melee, or technically melee blink and pulse blink are very, very strong for Tracer. And the reason why I say, I don't know if you know, but the reason why I say like the thing before the blink is because to each of those things there's a small cast time. So you can start the cast time before you blink. It's just that much faster.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, perfect. Especially since like melee has like a lingering hitbox, so you can like swivel and
Right.
hit multiple people, for example.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have done that before.
All good. Okay. So, playing with no plan on the Tracer Summer Genji just makes you feed and have no value 90% of the time. Yeah, it honestly, again, like kind of what Masaru said, right? It's not hero specific, so having any plan is like really, really good for you. You know what I mean? Having any plan and like front loading the mental stack so that you're more free to adapt and all this kind of stuff is super underrated. Okay. Don't call me out, yeah. Alrighty. Any other questions, chat? Because we'll call the VOD review there, I think. Yeah, melee blink is kind of swaggy. It's kind of sick when you pull it off. Feels really good. I think I have play character gives me time not to plan too. So Mercy, I would argue, like the foresight thing with Mercy is even more important because of how like how much the skill curve on Mercy is weighted on game decisions, gameplay decisions. So the foresight, like thinking ahead of like, okay, if I GA to this person and I give them the beam, like what's gonna happen next, or like what will their response be, is super important. Here's a Smurf. It looks out of worldish, yeah. But yeah, heroes like Mercy, heroes like Ryan, like thinking ahead is like super like, again, like cannot be understated. It is. Definitely try to do it if you're not. Yeah, playing good Mercy does seem is very hard. It's very punishing. Okay. Alrighty. So any final questions, Seahawks?
No, not at the moment.